Oh, it's all about taxes, and nobody wants to talk about it. April 1st is almost here, everybody, and so what's the big deal? It means that April 15th is right around the corner. So for those folks who have filed your personal returns already, there is no big deal. But for those who are due a refund, the deal is not very big, or so it might seem. Refunds totaling more than $760 million are maybe waiting for an estimated 918,000 taxpayers who have not yet filed their federal income tax for 2010. Now, I know that everybody is thinking about their 2013 tax return. However, if you are one of the folks who have not filed your 2010 return yet, you must file that tax return with the IRS no later than Tuesday, April 15th, 2014 in order to collect your refund. If your return is not filed by that date, you will have made a voluntary contribution of your refund to the government. You will never, ever be able to obtain that refund. So if you are unfiled for 2010, please deal with it. For 2013, you should be filing your return or an extension by the due date of April 15th. If you miss filing by that date, the government will be happy to keep your refund, owing you no interest for holding on to your money until you ask for it by filing your tax return. For folks who owe the government tax dollars, the filing deadline of April 15th is much more serious. You need to file your tax return and pay the balance due by April 15th, or risk being assessed penalties and interest for late filing or late paying. So what do you do if you don't have your records together or you don't have the money to pay? Well, the first thing is you need to file an extension. This is a very simple process, whether with the IRS or the state of Michigan. In each case, you prepare a form indicating that you're simply not ready to file your return yet and need an extension. An extension gives you until October 15th, 2014 to collect the process of preparing your information and timely filing your return. However, the significant issue here is that this extension is an extension of time to file your return, not an extension of time to pay your taxes due. Thus, if you are asking for extension paperwork, you need to voluntarily pay any tax that you think you may owe. Now, for folks who own a corporation, their deadline for filing their corporate return was March 15th. If that corporation happens to be an S corporation, failing to file the return or an extension means that a late filing penalty is growing at the rate of $195. That's almost $200 per month per shareholder. Big penalties that accumulate really in a very fast hurry. A partnership return is due on April 15th, and it has the same potential for significant penalties if an extension or a tax return are not filed. So extensions are important and can save the individual and business owner significant dollars. And if people are not certain about what they should be doing, they need to give us a call at 248-544-6160, and we'll help sort them out. We're doing that for a lot of folks recently, actually.
You know, I think, too, is the approachability that you and Ron have at E.A. Shensky. You know, people that are 2 to 3 years behind in filing their taxes, that can be kind of scary. And so it's very simple. All you do is pick up the phone and call.
It's very intimidating. We hear it all the time.
Well, it should be.
Well, it should be, yes, but it's really easy to be the camel and stick your head in the sand. But the biggest sense of relief is to come in and hand your whole box of paperwork to somebody who is not you, who does not take it personally, and who can simply sort through it and make it right.
On the wire, I just got an email that came through while you were talking that Mortgage Forgiveness Act will be extended. They're just not getting to it as fast as they should be.
That's a victory here. Yeah. Was I right
exactly.
or was I right? Come on.
They're looking at in the next 2 weeks that Mortgage Forgiveness Act will be extended. So all of the homeowners that are out there that are thinking or still contemplating that short sale is probably their only option because they're struggling financially, that tax implication that comes with that, if it's your primary residence, they would fall under that Mortgage Forgiveness Act and have virtually no taxes based on that.
Well, it's literally no taxes if it's their principal residence,
right.
and it's a huge opportunity, and I'm glad to hear that they are going to continue to move on it because there are a lot of people who are looking at that kind of a problem.
Well, like I expected them to have it done January 1st, and I mean, come on, we're going into middle of end of March, 1st of April, and they still don't have it extended. That's amazing that Congress take that long to do anything.
Yeah, but listen,
Little sarcasm in my voice. I do apologize for that.
Well, we can't tell. We can't see your face either, right?
we've seen them change the tax law at this time of the year, retroactively to the previous year.
I know. I have lawmakers that are personal friends of mine, and so they always know. Annette, I hence didn't hear any of that sarcasm that I normally hear. So, but good stuff, Beth. And obviously, if you're thinking about getting your taxes done, if you haven't thought about it, or if you're behind, EA Shensky is the place to go. They've been with us now for 2 years as one of our industry experts, and they really know their stuff about taxes and just helping you out and being approachable. So thank you so much, Beth.
Yeah, EA Shensky's number is 248-544-6160, and they are just the best in the business. And thank you so much for being here, as you always are.
Thanks.